So the trends in the interim procurement recruitment market at the moment are very specific to supply and demand, and I think demand is, relatively speaking, high with supply shorter than it has been previously. And why is this? Well, essentially, as we come into a post-pandemic era, a lot of organisations have had pent-up demand, so they haven't recruited for 18 months. Plus, in addition, there are many change and transformation programmes that are ongoing as a consequence of the pandemic, and that is causing and creating a need for short-term interim projects and consultants to come in and deliver. We're often asked how the market has changed in the last year, and I think it's really been a fundamental change, so almost 180 degrees. Initially, 2 years ago, all we were doing was talking about Brexit and the issues that we were faced and how that was impacting the demand we were seeing in the marketplace. But now, as we come to a market that has had very little interim hiring in it for the last 18 months, there have been some significant and manifest changes in the market as a consequence. So COVID fundamentally changed the recruitment market, we all know that. I think there was a suppressed market for about 12 months through 2020 and early 2021 as a consequence of that in interim procurement recruitment hiring. But now I think it has changed for the better. There are lots more projects, organisations are seeing a very rapid uptake in economic activity, and more generally GDP is rising. But I think what we're also seeing is that organisations and more wider the UK economy is having some growth challenges as a consequence of the inability to hire in specialist skills. And this is where interims really do come in, because if you want to parachute someone into your business to create competitive advantage, an interim is going to be the exact way that you can do that. So I think home working is a question that we're constantly asked about when it comes to interim hiring. And one, I think the pandemic has broadened the portfolio of people that might be available for any job at a given time, principally because they might only ever be required in the office once a week. Interims don't therefore have to sort hotel accommodation and all travel expenses that come with that. I think as a consequence there has been a correction sometimes in the day rates that are being offered, and also when you're doing on a statement of works, the amount of budget that is therefore approved for a hire. But I think more generally it means that people are able to look at a candidate pool that is more UK and Europe wide based on skill rather than on geography. I think the key thing that is happening in the market at the moment as we get away from April the 1st and the changes in IR35 is that the profile of organisations and their risk needs is changing significantly. So as we all start to understand IR35 a little bit more and the risks entailed within it, so the market is opening up a little bit more. What do we anticipate seeing? I think an increased demand and a continuing that increase in demand. At the moment there is still quite a heavy bias towards permanent hiring, but I think that as confidence in the market returns, so we will see more interim hiring continue.